To talk today about the Blue Sea's ML-RBS remote battery switch. And these things are really great if you've got lithium batteries, and particularly if you're going to integrate a BMS. And a lot of people are using these just as their emergency fail-safe if everything else doesn't shut off, that you can actually use one of these as your last line of defense to shut your battery off.
Just got this Blue Sea's remote battery switch. It's a 7700 and it's a 12 volt variety. I think the nice thing about this switch is it's got some remote wire connections where you can control it with a microprocessor or a relay, and it's particularly good if you have a BMS and you want to do some sort of fail-safe switch off, and that's what I'm going to be kind of discussing right now with you. So the situation is it's got two modes. It's got a remote enable mode, which it's in right now. And when you put it in that mode, you can just push down this piston and it engages the relay. And then it can be automatically disabled and opened up with a microprocessor or relay on some of the wires, and it kind of just automatically, your application will unset it. And the other nice thing is, once it's unset, you could either have it re-enabled automatically, or you could just not use that feature, which I probably won't use the feature. What I'll probably do is just turn it off, you know, when I'm off the boat. Now that when it's in the off position, when it's in the manual mode, disabled, you can't operate it remotely. You can't turn it on remotely. This is the only way you can turn it on remotely right here.
Really love this product. However, it's built to be used with the Blue Sea switch, not integrated with a BMS. So we're going to have to adapt it to the BMS environment. And as we know, all BMSs aren't created equally. Sometimes they float a signal, or they draw a signal to ground, or they draw a signal to +12 when they want us to turn the battery off.
So here's the diagram from the Blue Sea's site, and they're calling out about 7 amps, I guess, to trip this thing. But in my experience, maybe it'll take 7 amps to cause the relay to close again from the open. However, when you release the relay from the close to the open, it takes a considerably less amount of current. You can see it has these really large terminals. It's a 500 amp continuous rating, and it's really sturdy. I believe it's probably ignition protected, and it's really quite beefy. It's heavy. I think it's a pretty good value. I didn't like the price. The price is somewhere around $150, I think. I didn't like the price very much, but I really like the product. And then it has these control wires that we'll look at right now. Well, I already showed you the way the piston works. So if the piston is up, the relay is open, and then when it goes down, it closes the relay contacts. So there's a yellow sensor that shows 0 volts. It's a state sensor that will show 0 volts if the piston is up, and 12 volts if the piston is closed. So the wire we're most interested in, I think, is this orange wire here. And the orange wire, if you pulse it, it will cause the piston to go up and it will open the relay. So that would be most likely the situation where you have a BMS signal that says your cells or something are low and or over voltage, and it's going to want to pulse this orange wire. The negative and the power is the other wires. There of course is one brown wire, and that brown wire will actually cause the piston to go down, and it will close the relay and turn the power on between these two leads. Here's an oscilloscope trace. This right here is the orange wire, and that's the input to open the relay, and it requires a pulse to open the relay. And this is the yellow wire, that is the status. After we pulse it, it gives us a status if the relay is released or if it is unreleased. So in this case, the relay is closed at this point in time. It's closed. I pulse it, and then the relay opens up. And I can confirm that the relay is open by looking at the yellow wire here. So on the orange wire, I was running a Nano Microprocessor in PWM mode, and I put a high signal on it, and then that opened up the relay, and I could confirm that it was indeed opened up by just looking at the voltage drop. This type of relay is a bistable magnetic latching relay. That means if it's in the non-switching state, where it's not opening or closing and it's just in a particular state, it uses no energy at all. So this is a great, as far as power consumption, this is a great relay. And the issue is with these relays is you need to pulse them, and that is the problem sometimes. So I'm going to go over that a little bit here. So again, I can show you how the pulsing works with a microprocessor, but that's the general idea. You need to pulse these things to change the state. Now we're going to cover, should you trust me? So I'm not a marine electrician, and I just kind of tinker around with things. I've had lithium on my boat for about a year and set up one of the systems. You're going to have to test your own systems, of course, your own integration, and I'm going to probably break this video into two, so stay tuned for the next part, or look for the next part of this video. Once we figured out